Well, looky here. We got the red Sharpie out today because today we are going to talk about March 7th, 2009. When they came back in 2009 after the breakup in '04, they make their return at Hampton. I'm sure everybody watching this is aware. Well, what do we have here? This is for channel member SE requesting this show. And look at, and I see on .net it had a relatively low rating. And, being that it was a comeback show, being that it was Hampton, you would think that it would have maybe a little bit of an inflated rating. That was not the case, but then there was at times when I was listening to this, I was thinking, perhaps this show is a bit underrated. Maybe a 3.4 is where it stood on .net, my feeling, that's pretty low. That's maybe even below average, I feel. A little bit of a problem with the 5-point scale there. But that's enough about that. Who cares? But I just thought, once I was done and I was kind of looking over it, thinking, you know what, maybe that wasn't maybe that was an appropriate rating. There was a lot of stuff here in the first set that wasn't really needed. 15 songs total, played for nearly 2 hours in the first set. I get it, they're coming back. It's kind of a big celebration. Pretty much giving them a pass all the way around. I'm sure they just wanted to play as many songs as they could. People wanted to hear as many as they could. There's just a few of them in there. Beauty of a Broken Heart really never did land anytime. Mexican Cousin, and then Brian and Robert and Lawn Boy. Do we have to have both in the same set? There were some high points, though, no doubt. In fact, one of them was starting out the show here with Back on the Train. Not only a great opener, it was a great Boogie Down version, Boogie Down Productions featuring Phish, Hampton, the Mothership. All right, so then we get a Runaway Jim. This is where you start to hear a little bit of rust. Certainly there was some rust throughout the evening. Jim being one of the moments. No, it wasn't like the entire song from the first note to the last. So then maybe they're like, all right, let's back off a little bit, Brian and Robert. Certainly we can get through that one, right? And then they get charged right back up for Melt. I'll tell you what. CK had not missed a beat. The lights, there is video for this show. Incomplete, though, unfortunately. But there is a lot of video for this show in the first set. And you could see that CK certainly knew his way around a split open and melt. And, for considering they had some rust, the split open and melt wasn't awful. Not an all-timer or anything. Other than, heavy things. Speaking of more songs maybe we don't want to hear. Speaking of more rust. Then we get a nice solid gumbo. Trey's guitar sounding real great there, but then Trey's guitar maybe not sounding so great on the Reba. And I was a little bit all over the place. Some of it, I was watching the video on YouTube. Some I listened to in my car. Listened to the second set this morning. Headphones at the computer. So I guess I should give a little bit of a disclaimer. I was not just tuning in from boom to boom all the way through. So it's Ice Jam had that moment in the middle. It kind of quiets down. Had a little bit. I don't know if you remember that Pink Floyd live in Pompeii. Very subtle, but had little hints of that in there a little bit. The It's Ice did. And we get a Haley's Comet and Beauty of a Broken Heart back to back. Gula Papyrus. Now it just feels like they're just checking off songs. It's just been a while since they played any of these songs. I just wanted to get in as many as possible, including the Antelope to end the set. Pretty much just an everyday Antelope. Nothing special throughout. The Back on the Train, maybe the nearest thing to it. The lights on Melt, very good. And then, I said maybe too much about the first set. There's just so many damn songs, though. So let's get over here to the second set. Things did start to brew a little bit here. Rock and roll, not necessarily my favorite set opener. And it does get a little bit of a jam treatment, something we were lacking a lot of here. Nothing went too very deep, type 2, really, and throughout the whole show. Rock and roll was probably the closest. It climbs over into Limb by Limb. Major crowd pop at the end of Limb by Limb. I didn't know if it was almost like a sarcastic, hey, you guys played that pretty well. Or just, again, people are fired up at this point. Z-Drugs are probably kicking in. Then we got the Ghost Piper combo. Ghost very strong. Like I said, it just hammered the type 1 jamming here, but and there was some dull moments in the middle, but it picked up, it got nice, and then into Piper, but unfortunately Piper just used as sort of just a branch to take you from one to the next here. A little bit of an on-ramp Piper was, over to Birds of a Feather. Just a smoking type 1 Birds of a Feather, really, though. So far, everything here in the second set, and into Wolfman's Brother. Okay, kind of a faint ring, not the best, Page really highlighting a lot throughout the night too, including the Wolfman's brother and the Ghost. And then over here on Caspian, seemed like one of a handful of songs possibly. They had a little trouble landing. Not the not the tightest show throughout. They kind of maybe had to take a lap or two to really kind of get into the ending of Prince Caspian. That's where we got, instead of Prince Caspian, we got Major Page McConnell, paging Page McConnell, Major Page McConnell to the front desk. Come in loud and clear, Page. Okay, he's coming in loud and clear. Let's finish the song. Then we get into a Mike's groove. Look, a proper Mike's groove, but it was all rushed. I don't know if I would describe this Hydrogen as beautiful. Character Zero after that, I really loved that they went for the Mike's groove at the end here rather than throwing in, I don't know, a Waste or a Julius, some chomper nonsense. We got this, though, with Zero. If you're looking for chomper nonsense, you certainly got it. Trey could still play a solo in that. And then A Day in the Life Encore certainly would have called a Good Times, Bad Times, but no. We take a different trip overseas. This time it's the Beatles. Hey, calm down over here. The motherfucker's trying to open the door. Look at this. Oh, he was just trying to open the door. He was like standing up. He's a clever kitty. All right, buddy, just a few more seconds. All right, we're almost done. SE is a valued member. I want to give his show everything it deserves, all right? Come here. That's it. You're getting put on camera. That's it. You want to behave like that? You're getting some Sharpie fumes, buddy. This is the culprit. This was who interrupted. SE, he jammed you up. I got to tell you, basically the entire 6.5 minutes he was in here acting up. The only good part was he was in the window, kind of blocking the sunlight. You want to show him your butthole? You want to show him our trick? Nah, we ain't going to show you the trick, not now. Boom. Love you guys. I know. That's the other cat, trust me. Psycho, man. I know dog fighting is frowned upon, but cat fighting isn't much safer. I lose every time.